All right, kids, I finished grading your papers, and the person with the highest score
Hello
is...
there, children!
Hello, my name is Trent Terry, and you might have noticed that I haven't uploaded a South Park review in over a week. It's because I've been feeling a bit sick, and also I've been at uni and I just haven't had much time to make any of these reviews. But don't worry, I'm still gonna be making them because I've noticed that I've gotten like 10 new subscribers ever since I've been making these South Park reviews. So yeah, I would just like to say thanks to my new subscribers for subscribing to my channel. Welcome to another South Park episode review. Today I'm going to talk about Season 1, Episode 11, Tom's Rhinoplasty. So, in this episode, a new substitute teacher comes to the school, and all the boys in the class have the hots for her, including Stan, and that makes Wendy extremely jealous. And then the boys tell the chef about how hot their substitute teacher is, and then he comes into the class and tries to put the moves on her, and meanwhile Mr. Garrison goes to Tom's Rhinoplasty to get a nose job, and then his whole face transforms into the face of David Hasselhoff. Like, they actually took a real life photo of David Hasselhoff's face and like put it over Mr. Garrison's body. And that was like really, really fucking funny. And then all the women in town are chasing Mr. Garrison around. I think this is like the first time that they did that, where they had like a real life live action photo on the South Park body. They did that with Saddam Hussein as well. Yeah, in a later episode, but this was the first time that they did that. And I found that to be really amusing. Like, instead of like, you know, having like an animated David Hasselhoff, you know, in the South Park style, they had his actual face, like an actual picture of him, and it's just really, really funny. But he has like the mouth, like the South Park mouth, you know, that like so when he talks. Oh, and Wendy's jealousy in this episode was really funny. Like, just to see her dark side come out, like just to see, like, you know, when she gets crazy about other girls talking to Stan, like she just goes nuts at the end, and it is pretty funny. And this is like the first episode where I started to like Wendy as a character. Like beforehand, you know, she was just Stan's girlfriend, you know, she was just there. Oh, and I also love the puking montage at the start of the episode, where it just shows clips of Stan puking all over Wendy. So about the substitute teacher, the chef actually does take her out on a date, and then the boys ask him how the date was, and he tells them that she's a lesbian. And the boys, they don't know what a lesbian is. Even Kenny, which I find to be really ridiculous, because like, as if he would know what a lesbian is. Like, he's a fucking dirty little bastard. Of course he's gonna know what a lesbian is. It's fucking Kenny, like he was the only one who knew what a dildo was. You know, in the first episode, he was the only one who knew what a dildo was. And so of course he would know what a lesbian was. You know, I find that to be really, really stupid that he didn't know. I mean, the other boys, like Stan, Kyle, like, you know, I understand if they wouldn't know, but Kenny, come on. Kenny, like, yeah, he would have to know what a lesbian was. He would have to know. So then the boys decide to become lesbians. So Stan buys an Indigo Girl CD, and Cartman hears from his mum that the way to become a lesbian is to lick carpet, and he actually licks carpet, like gets on the floor and licks some carpet. And then later on in the episode, he says that his mum told him that you have to eat box to be a lesbian, and he actually eats a cardboard box. Like, the boys, like, you know, think that, you know, a lesbian is something that you could be born with, like, you know, like a race. Like, they think that, like, you know, like, you're black or white, like, like, they thought that, like, it was a race. Like, Cartman's like, well, my grandpa was part lesbian or something. It's like, yeah. I'm so sorry about how horrible this review is. Like, it's just rushed and improvised. Like, I didn't write it down. Again, I'm sorry. God, I'm just fucking improvising this shit, mate. Like, fuck. Fucking hell. what else? What else can I say about this episode? Oh yeah, Wendy. Like I totally almost forgot to mention this. Turns into a total badass bitch at the end. Like she dresses up like a slut and goes to school to try and win Stand Back. And Mr. Garrison decides to quit his job at the school, and the substitute would take over as the teacher. So Mr. Garrison became a model, and he has the photo shoot, and he's like, I want some more crack. It's pretty funny. And then he ends up getting his old face back at the end. It would have been pretty funny if they actually just kept them that way for the rest of the series with the David Hasselhoff face. That would have been pretty funny if they just did that. So Wendy hires some Iraqis to come and arrest the substitute and have her sent, or have her shot into the sun. So yeah, the substitute teacher dies at the end of the episode. Spoiler alert. Well, if you haven't seen the episode, what the fuck are you doing watching this review? Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention that the substitute teacher was voiced by a special guest star, Natasha Henstridge, whatever, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Well, she was in the movie Species. And apparently Matt Stone and Trey Parker had the hots for her, and they really wanted her to do a voice on the show. So in conclusion, I would rate this episode 5 out of 5 because it is fucking funny as fuck, and it does have a lot of good jokes in it. I really like how they played shadow dancing by the Bee Gees every time that Mr. Garrison came in. That was pretty funny as well. But anyway, you can subscribe to this channel and like my page on Facebook. My name is Trent Terry. See you next time.
Carmen, are you still trying to become a lesbian? Yeah, dude. My mom says all I have to do is chow on this box.